welcome. This is Testimony in Progress, our new season of the Raggedy podcast. This season is really about what it means to heal in real time while we're still holding each other, still building systems, and still truth telling. This season is for those of us still mid-testimony, still doing the work of coming home to ourselves and holding space for others at the same time. I'm LaRahna Hughes, and this really isn't a show. It's more of a landing place, a real-time archive of the healing first infrastructure we're building for folks moving through deep paradigm shifts. And so in this new season of Testimony in Progress, I wanted to start by laying some foundation, not just for the listeners, but for myself too, to help me stay focused on the mission for this season. This work has grown. It's expanded across countries, across systems, across communities, across continents. But it's still rooted in the same sacred question, and that is, how do we live in truth and not lose ourselves or each other in the process? And so to begin this season, I invited someone who's had an inside look at some of the evolution of this work, both here at the International Welcome Center and in my life over this past year or so. And she's seen it up close and also witnessed some of it from afar. She happens to be here with me in Cuenca, Ecuador today, and her name is Jackie, and she's a witness and a friend and a grounding voice. So in this episode, Jackie's going to be holding the mic and asking me some questions, and I'll be doing the answering as we enter into this new season with my podcast. And together we'll walk you through where this work has come from, a little bit about where it is now and where it's going. So let's begin. To open this series, I'm turning the mic over to someone who I feel knows how to ask real questions, and someone who's walking the healing path herself and who holds space not just with skill, but with spirit. So let's get into it. Jackie, go ahead and take us in.
Hello, guys. So let's just jump into it. I'm going to ask her a few questions. So here we go. All right, LaRahna, my first question to you is, when people ask you what you're doing in Ecuador, what do you say?
I say a lot of things, but usually I smile and say, I'm building a house in the mountains, and the Welcome Center, the International Welcome Center, and the Global Underground Railroad. But what I really mean is I'm building the kind of space that I wish I had when I was beginning the unraveling in my own life.
Yes.
This isn't a resort. It's not a mission, so to speak, but it really is a sacred container for rest and honesty and reinvention, repioneering even our own lives. It's for Black folks, but it's not just for Black folks. It's for women, but it's not just for women. It's really for folks, all folks who are ready for change. It's especially a place for visionaries and people trying to shift how they live without losing themselves. And I'm building it in a place where the land holds people differently, where it holds us in ways that old systems can't. And this work is really about learning how to hold each other in community.
That's great. That is great. Well, to piggyback off of that, you called this a healing home. What does that actually mean, a healing home?
It means it's a house that really is not built for optics. It's built for truth. It's a real place where real people come in their real lives at whatever place they are. And a healing home makes space for your full nervous system, for your questions, for your grief, for the ugly cries. It holds your honesty It's not just a place about your function. Um, and when people feel that, I think really feel that they don't need fixing the true self. They need uncovering. They need healing that reveals the truth of who we are beneath the performance that many of us have lived in. Um, for people that need time and space and safety and tools to prepare us for how to live in the new paradigm.
Yes.
And I think the other piece that goes into this is they need witness. And that's really what this house is here for, to be a witness to and to support the healing journey of those feeling called to make that shift now.
Oh, that's fantastic. And this leads into my next question. What made you know you needed to leave the United States and build something different?
I think it came from really my own personal quest for greater freedom and for deeper healing. Like those were the two things that were really driving the changes that happened in my life to get here. I started to really feel, that feeling that's kind of deep in your body, that staying in the US system could be spiritually suffocating. And not just for me, but for the vision that I carried. And so the vision of living my full life 24/7 led me here. I was doing work that I feel was good work, but I was doing it inside of a system that, even though I could see progress, it still felt like the systems were slowly killing me or robbing me of that freedom. Systems that were really, in an active way, negating some of the healing I was trying to embody, both personally and collectively in this work. The United States really taught me how to survive in pieces. I needed to remember what it felt like to be whole, and seeking a place where I could do that more fully brought me here.
Okay.
I didn't know Ecuador would be the place when I set out, but I was looking for the place with the least resistance to healing. And when I got here, my system, my nervous system, but my spirit really exhaled. And I realized if I could find this level of healing, or at least the opportunity here, then I could make a space for others to perhaps heal too. And so here I am in Cuenca, Ecuador.
Yes, and so am I right now. I want to shift gears. Just want to go somewhere different. I have been seeing a number of posts about your Soul Safari. What makes Soul Safari different from other retreats?
The Soul Safari is a healing vacation retreat, and that's one of the retreats that we offer here at the International Welcome Center. And many retreats give you a break of sorts. Soul Safari really is about giving you an opportunity for reset. It's not about escaping, but really about returning to yourself, to your purpose, to the pace that your soul, your life really needs. And we use the healing tools that are part of the social tech toolbox and storytelling. And this particular retreat will offer cultural immersion because we're holding it in Kenya, Kitale, Kenya.
Yes.
But also reflection. We talk about healing, and healing really isn't about fixing as much as it is about helping you remember what's true. Okay. And being committed to taking away all of the things that may not be true. That's really the work of healing. So it's a difference in that it's about resetting your life and helping you to get on a path that feels more like freedom and purpose and passion.
That is so good. So who is Soul Safari for, and who is it not for?
I hate to say who it's not for, because I believe we have a 100% trauma rate. But it is for folks who are tired of pretending. Those who want to live differently, but maybe not know where to start. It's specifically for shifters and pioneers. There are social shifters and pioneers, people who really feel the future tugging at their soul and feel a part of that change. It's not for folks looking for luxury vacations or a spiritual bypass. There's excursions and the retreat things, good food and people and interactions, but it's really not about those who are just looking for a luxury vacation or ways to bypass the work of healing. It's a place where we're going to laugh and cry and tell the truth. And so if someone is ready for real and real healing, then you're ready for Soul Safari. And this really is a place that's being prepared for you.
That is so exciting. So what's a moment from a past retreat that still lives in your body? A past retreat.
One moment.
Yes.
Okay. I think one that comes to my mind was a morning where someone just said out loud, I've never told the truth about that before. And it was a part of the healing circle. And the healing circle was able to hold them in that space. It's a space where we're not doing your fixing. We're not interested in performance. It's just about presence.
Yes.
And I think for that individual, that was part of the shift about not healing in isolation, but in sacred community. And for me, I think that statement was deeply affirming and, helped me to remember that I'm not just doing a retreat, that this work is about helping to build a new way to live and in the lives of people in real ways. So that's one that I think comes to mind if I had to just pick one that's in the front of my mind.
Yes, and that is a great scenario. Thank you. You offer a number of different programs here at the International Welcome Center. What is each one designed to do? Can you tell us about a few of them and what are they designed to do?
Sure. Really, the programming, each one is a different doorway into the same vision. It's a healing first infrastructure that really supports people in transition, both emotionally and spiritually, but at the community level as well. At the heart of the International Welcome Center here in Cuenca, Ecuador, our foundational healing house, the first stop on the Global Underground Railroad. It's really about resting and retooling, a place where individuals who are moving into the new paradigm of living can come and do that rest, but purposeful rest for the purpose of being able to do the healing work and removing the things, the obstacles, the fear, the guilt, and the insecurities that often are obstacles to us living fully. And so we offer several paths, really depending on what someone's needs or interests are. It starts with the healing vacation retreat that we offer. That format is also a part of what the Soul Safari is going to be. We're just going to be doing it in Kenya, but that's a 7-day rest with a purpose kind of experience that gives people exposures and the coaching to walk alongside of them as they learn these healing tools. For those looking for a deeper dive, we do a month-long healing sabbatical that provides daily coaching and really for individuals that want to do a period of time, a sabbatical of deep healing. We have just some exposure opportunities. Individuals can come and stay when we have space available, short term, up to 4 weeks as an unhosted visitor. So individuals that may just want to come and be in community with us, come visit the wonderful city of Cuenca. And then we offer other ways for individuals to come and stay short term, 1 month to 6 months if they've participated in the healing work. And then we have lots of other training opportunities that tie into this work. So there's a Village Builder retreat that includes survival training in a real hands-on way. We've got an internship and fellowship program that offers up to, it's our leadership training that's in a residency package. So individuals can come and do the internship, which is the first 3 months of that training. And then the fellowship is an additional 3 months of that training, either as one whole stay or as individual stays. And then for those that really align with this work, our Umbrella House initiative is one that we'll be rolling out, which allows longer term residencies And then we're putting the call out to those that want to do this work together, that may be considering a more permanent residency here with us here in Cuenca. And then there's, some other tentacles. There's some new books, the first 3 books in the social tech series of teachings. And then work exchange opportunities. That part of this is about exploring alternative commerce. And so many of our training programs also incorporate the opportunity for individuals that may choose to exchange in other ways other than dollars, their skill and their passion sets to the work that we're doing. And so those are just some of the entryways into this work. People can find more information on the website. The Global Underground Railroad is the main website for the International Welcome Center, and find some of the other training opportunities that go along with it. But those are some of the ones that are really good entrance vehicles for involving themselves in the social tech or the convertible community work. Yeah.
You know what? That's great. And before I go into my next question, I'm going to reiterate what you just said, just to make sure that I got all of that. So the programs you offer here, you got a healing vacation retreat, a month-long healing sabbatical, unhosted visitor stays, respite stays, village builder retreat, social tech internships and residencies, leadership fellowships, long-term or permanent residencies, umbrella house training program, work exchange, and you got a plethora of books. That is fantastic. So, in me reiterating those programs, what ties all these programs together?
Yeah, so there's a common thread. This really is about creating a healing infrastructure for our new paradigm. If we're going to heal community, if we're going to live differently, live into this new paradigm, it's about the infrastructure for how do we actually build a bridge from where we're living and how we're living now to this new paradigm. And so really everything I'm offering, the Soul Safari, the Welcome Center, the retreats, the residencies, the books, it's really all a part of a bigger vision. We're building places where people come back to themselves, places around the world, not just to rest, but to remember and recover and to reimagine how you want to live. Some folks arrive, emotionally bankrupt, raw and burned out from
Yes.
just life. Some show up full of vision, but still healing their spirit and healing their nervous system.
Yes.
Some just know something has to change, and that's enough for them to start moving. And so we meet them where they are. And so we provide a variety of opportunities from a little to a lot, to be a part of learning how to do that, or facilitating it for others if that's part of their vision, whether someone's staying a week or a year. Really, the invitation is the same. Come and heal first. Come tell the truth. Get honest with yourself. Come live a life that honors your spirit, that takes you out of just being in survival mode in life. And using Joe Barker's language, some of these folks are shifters. They sense the new paradigm before anything else. They're really the edge walkers of society. Some people come here as pioneers. They move once they feel something real. And then some are settlers that come when the ground feels steady and they help us build this work. But every one of them really belongs in this system, in this space. And we've created a space for each of them to find their footing at their own pace. Because again, this is about a healing infrastructure for a new paradigm. And no matter where you're entering, we want people to know there's room for them. There's a place for them in this new paradigm.
Right. So with that, you just talked about pioneers, shifters, and settlers. To give me a better understanding, what does it mean to be a shifter?
So that language comes from a work by Joe Barker, his work on paradigms. He studied how people respond to major change. And so really it's a model for change dynamics. Shifters is a categorization or characterization maybe. And in his terms, they are small group, but they're those that might recognize the need for a new paradigm way before it's obvious to anyone else. They're kind of on the fringe of society, but looking very forward centered. Sometimes we call them the disruptors or the innovators. They're the spirit-led edge walkers. Some of them are what I call the modern day shaman. I use that term a lot, where they're moving between the realities of what is and what they see as the future, really sensing what's possible before the world might be ready to name it or even be able to move in that direction. And then he talks about pioneers. They're next in the change dynamic. They don't always see it first, but they feel it. When the truth lands for them, they come across it. They're the ones that move kind of on inspiration. They are the risk takers. They say yes and might take risks before it looks like it's a path to follow for the masses. And then settlers kind of come after that. They're ones that move when things feel more secure. They are ones that stabilize society. They build consistency. They tend to the foundation. And really every role is sacred. But the early folks, the shifters and the pioneers, oftentimes in society, they tend to walk alone. And that's who I know I'm called to hold space for. So if you've been sensing change, even without proof, if you're restless in the old system, it's not sometimes about being lost. You just might be a shifter. And this space and this work is really for those change agents. Yeah.
That is awesome. Actually, you're the first person I've ever heard talk about shifters, pioneers, and settlers. So thank you for that. Let me shift gears again. What is the Global Underground Railroad? What is it?
So as I envision it, it really is, cross-border, cross-paradigm kind of network of safe spaces, really built for people who are moving between two worlds, the old paradigm and trying to get to the new paradigm, trying to get to a new type of freedom. It's especially for shifters and pioneers, those who see something new coming, but don't always have a place to live into that yet. And so the Global Underground Network is about creating homes, physical places, homes and intentional communities and villages, training, but healing spaces that support making that leap. And once the new systems come into place, also a place for the settlers to be able to move into. That's what makes the real paradigm shift sustainable. It's not just vision. It's also the movement, moving from one paradigm to the next and the bridges that we need to build to get there. And then the stability. So it's really all of those things, vision and movement and stability in an infrastructure, a network of people and places that really embody the healing first commitment.
That's fantastic. Global Underground Railroad. That is the perfect name for your systems. What does it mean to build healing first community in real life?
I think it's the change for me, or the difference for me, and what that really means is it really means that people aren't tools or labor. They're whole. They're complex beings, each one of us, and each one of us is worthy of care. Even when we're not doing things that make us seem useful, healing first really means that rest isn't earned, it's honored. It means that conflict is not necessarily a bad thing if we know how to deal with it, but it's a doorway versus it being a death sentence to relationships in life. And it means that we practice community that doesn't always look good, but that feels safe. That in the midst of interacting with each other, that healing is centered, and that healing centeredness helps us to create safe spaces, even though we know that life brings conflict.
That's awesome. That is awesome. So in summarizing all of this thus far, what would you say to someone who feels like they want more for their life, but they're scared, they're unsure, or they don't know where to start?
Sometimes, it's fear. And I think the first thing that I would say is that fear is not failure. It's information, it's feedback. It might be, your body, your spirit trying to protect you from a world that might not have made space for your truth. It's doing what it was trained to do. It's keeping you alive, but aliveness is not the same as fullness. And I think for some, if there's that stirring, then consider that it might not be confusion, that it might be really clarity in disguise, that it might not be about needing a 5-year plan. It might be that you need, one honest breath, and then take the next step from there, the first step. And that really is about a commitment to healing first, because I think healing is what makes all the other steps sustainable. So it would be trusting that you're being called to something more, and consider that healing first might be a good strategic approach to change in your life.
Okay. Okay. What's one thing someone can do today to start moving towards the life they feel calling them?
Just tell the truth. Get honest. And I mean to yourself,
Yes.
self, let's just be honest. Let's be real. As it's starting there, is life working for you?
Yes.
Self, is it working for us? I know we're doing it and we're kind of in that hamster wheel sometimes where you feel like you can't get off of the cycles, but let's just get honest for real. And is it working for you? And so truth, telling the truth might mean saying, I'm not okay. Or it might mean saying something like, I'm ready for more. Or I'm scared, but I still want something different than what I've got. And so I think truth is really the compass that undergirds true healing. And even if someone's feeling lost in life, that truth, getting honest, is what will point you home.
Okay. That's good. Now, LaRahna, you are the expert in social tech. So what are you healing through as you hold space for others?
Healing's a lifestyle. I got issues, so it's constant. And I think one of the things that I work on regularly is, and I'm still healing through, is my relationship with urgency. I'm learning that the revolution doesn't need me in a state where I'm frantic. It needs me whole. I'm also healing my need to be the one who gets it right. We're doing this social media, and my podcast is called the Raggedy Podcast Productions, because it might be on any given day. And so that need to get it right, as if there's some rule book. Some days I'm hailed just as raggedy as I hold others, like show up how you show up, because we're doing our best. And some days my best might be raggedy. And I think that's the beauty of it, though, that none of us has to perform.
Yes. Yes.
We get to be in it together, no matter what the it is, however it shows up. And so I think that is part of my healing journey right now. I'm also healing the damage I've done to my body. Like for real, healing is healing. And years of living from really an unhealed place, with the invisible parts of my life, that unhealed part, constantly pushing and holding things, even things that I've been passionate about and that felt important, and that's taken a toll.
Right.
It's the titanium knee and trying to preserve the other one so that I don't need titanium in that one. And
Right. Right.
just the health factors that I'm seeing the benefits and the healing come into my body. And so now I'm really focused on the healing in my body too. So eating really good food,
Yes.
and for me, that's part of it. This starts with being in a place where I have access to healthy food,
Yes.
where
So
there's
important.
12 hours of sunlight every day,
Yes.
where the land itself invites me to move at a pace that finally honors the rest that my body's been needing for decades.
Yes.
And so it's not just the intellectual or the spiritual work, it's the cellular healing
Yes.
that I'm in the healing journey too, the healing lifestyle too, with those that come and that I hold space for.
That's so encouraging to hear. So encouraging to hear. Okay, so I've taken up enough of your time, but I do have one final question. If someone is listening and they feel the call, what's your invitation to them? Invite them. What is your invitation?
So yeah, come. I think if you're listening and or watching and something in your spirit is, causes you to lean in, don't overthink it. Let that be enough.
Yes.
Visit the website. You can go to globalundergroundrailroad.com for information about the center specifically, or if you want more information about really the overarching work that's being done, you can go to nowastedtime.com. Send me an email, book a time to talk, just reach out to me and schedule a chat time, get you a ticket and come to Ecuador. You can right now join us in Kenya. We've got space available for individuals that want to come join us on the Soul Safari in Kenya in November. Apply for one of our sabbaticals or one of the healing services. Tell somebody you trust that you're ready to heal. Maybe this just prompts you in your own journey. We'd love to be a part of it, but if prompting you into deeper healing is important, reach out to someone and have that conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And, the other part is, no guilt, no judgment. You don't have to leap today. Just listen and take it in and see how that moves through you. Sometimes the sacredness of healing is rising in you, and it's not just personal, it's what's happening around you in the collective, in seeing the generational challenges. Sometimes just hearing about it is enough of a spark that meshes with the divine and just the magic of how we cross paths. But the invitation is to come get what you need. Come and be held. If this space is a space for you, come and let us be a part of the work of getting whole. This really isn't about building hype. We're building homes for the new world, and communities for the new world, and villages for the new world. So it's not too late. It's the right time. The invitation is to say that whenever this reaches your spirit, it's the right time. And so reach out and let us be a part of healing with you together.
That's so good. Okay. The invitation is out there.
Yeah.
That's it. I have no more questions.
Well, thank you. This has been fun. Thank you for taking some of the time that you're here, really enjoying Cuenca. And I guess I take the virtual mic back and thank you for walking me through this, Jackie. You've kind of seen some of this work as it's growing, kind of up close, but also at a distance. And so,
I'm using it.
Yeah. So let me so let me just ask you directly, like you maybe just give just a brief snippet of where you interface with this, how it's working, and really moving in your life. What's happening in your life as you learn more about the social tech work and the work of the Global Underground Railroad? Maybe just a brief, I don't know if I can turn this, or you lean
right there.
Like, how's this moving? How's the social tech work moving in you?
You know what? I actually use this in my everyday life. What I have learned here is to identify what the issue is. When I say I use it in my everyday life, walking through the day and things happening, working and things happening. As things come up and I feel like, oh my goodness, why do I feel this way? I'm feeling some type of way. What's going on? What's going on? So I got my social tech here and I just step my steps 1 through 5B of the process of social tech. I say, why am I feeling this way? I figure out what it is. And then I come up with my facts of what it is. And then I will ask myself, what are you feeling? That's what LaRahna say. So what are you feeling? And so I go through my feelings. And sometimes if I cannot think of how I'm feeling, I go and find me a feeling wheel. And that helps out tremendously. And then I just go through my values and I go all the way to the very end about, I figure out what has happened, my feeling words, and then I get to the very end to come up with the resolution. And from there, I tell myself, most days I tell myself, you have done the best you can. And they are also doing the best that they can. So to answer your question, I'm using this every day. And what I have learned most about it is I've walked through life a lot trying to figure out, why am I feeling this way? Because I know I'm feeling some type of way. And now I just know, figure out why you're feeling this way. What happened to you to make you feel this way? And come up with your feelings. And you go through the process that way. So, and I use it every day in so many different scenarios. Some days I don't have to use it. But if I have to use it, I know what to do.
Wow, thanks for that. And I guess to everyone listening, in closing, it's like, how do you close this? Now I've been interviewed, which is usually, I'm usually on the other side of that. So thank you, Jackie, for participating in that way. But as I really have thought about, just the sharing today, it's really leaving with, just my blessing. Really just my hope. And really the reason for putting this social media out there is that for some, maybe this is about hearing the permission to slow down and to tell the truth and to be held in the places that still ache and to remember that you don't have to be finished to be faithful. You don't have to have it all together to have a testimony. And that we're not built for burnout. We're really built for breakthrough. We deserve breakthrough. And if something in you is rising, then come towards that, Send us a message. Join us in Kenya or join us here in Cuenca, Ecuador, or just take one honest breath and start there. This work is about building something real.
Yes.
And you're never too late. If there's still breath, there's still hope. And you're right on time. And thank you, Jackie. This season is called Testimony in Progress on Purpose. And the stories are still unfolding. So thank you for joining us. And I'll see you next time with another guest that will be sharing their testimony in progress. So thanks. And we'll see you soon.